tuberculosis remains a continuing concern in the country, ranking 6th among the leading causes of morbidity and mortality. Based on the Department of Health's data, the illness claims the lives of at least 75 to 90 Filipinos a day. Though majority of the population is aware of what tuberculosis is, according to the DOH, there are still a lot of probable patients who confuse the signs and symptoms of the disease with just a simple smoker's cough, thus delaying patients from seeking proper consultation and treatment.
Common kasi na nakikita namin na problema in terms of the signs and symptoms, hindi kasi specific yung signs and symptoms for TB. Ubo ng 2 linggo o higit pa, yung iba, hindi nila nakukonsider na yung ubo na yun ay baka TB na.
Tuberculosis is a completely curable disease. Medication for those suffering from the illness is free as well because of the National Tuberculosis Control Program implemented by the Department of Health. However, the total elimination of the disease still remains a challenge, as a lot of patients tend to quit halfway through medication due to their relatively difficult treatment regimen. Poor adherence to medication can cause drug resistance cases.
Number one challenge is adverse drug reactions. That's the number one cause of default or loss to follow-up for all patients. We always explain to our patients, libre na lahat. May transportation allowance, there's food allowance, libreng gamot, libreng konsultasyon. Bunganga na lang yung counterpart ng pasyente, bakit nagde-default pa rin? Because number one of adverse drug reactions. It's more serious than chemotherapy.
In order to help address the prevalence of the disease in the country, the Department of Health utilized the treatment strategy DOTS, which stands for Directly Observed Treatment Short Course. DOTS is the internationally recommended strategy of the WHO, or World Health Organization, for TB control. This treatment strategy makes use of health workers, both from government and private hospitals, to directly enforce patients' compliance with drug regimens.
Kang treatment partner to check kung iniinom mo yung gamot mo araw-araw. Since we are moving towards TB elimination, it's not just controlling tuberculosis. So kailangan yung services natin dapat patient-centered. So hindi lang na kailangan pumunta ka dito araw-araw. Kailangan gawin nating accessible at saka friendly yung mga services natin for tuberculosis.
But to make the TB control program of the health sector more efficient and cost-effective, a partnership was formed with private institutions, international financing institutions, and the PBSP, or Philippine Business for Social Progress, to intensify the fight against tuberculosis. Through this convergence, adequate funding was provided to the health sector to be able to mobilize resources and improve health systems.
PBSP is a partner of the Philippine government in the implementation of the National Tuberculosis Control Program. So we are managing 2 multilateral grants. One is from the USAID and the other is from the Global Fund. So specifically, we help in increasing the level of access to quality healthcare, particularly to address tuberculosis. So we take part in the procurement of medicines, in the provision of equipment and supplies, and even in the deployment of nurses to ensure that patients who require assistance in terms of treatment and diagnosis are reached.
One of the projects under the Global Fund is actually the AIDERS approach. So we engage around 500 nurses or doctors and deploy them in geographically isolated and depressed areas, particularly in the RHUs. Their focus is to help these poor municipalities and RHUs find TB cases and treat them. Majority of the cases that are not seen right now or not recorded are from far-flung areas. That is why the AIDERS approach was done and used as a strategy.
Health and well-being will always be a major concern of any developing nation. That's why implementation of standardized treatment for illnesses such as tuberculosis is a must for the health sector. Given the magnitude of problems that the national government faces, private institutions must also do their part to help lessen this burden. Just like this private hospital in Bacolod City, Negros Occidental, that takes pride in its full-service experience for patients with tuberculosis through their DOTS program.
There's no difference in the implementation of the TB program in the government sector and the private sector. Same medications, libre din pareho, even consultation is for free. The only difference is that when it's a private hospital or a private institution, patients will have the tendency to think that the service is better. Patient-doctor relationship is also optimum, and we capitalize on that in the implementation of the program.
So there are bottlenecks and questions about the business aspect with the implementation of the government's programs within private institutions. The hospital opted to push through with the DOTS program, as the welfare of patients will always be of paramount importance.
It's very difficult to implement government programs in the private level. The culture is very much different. How we implement things are quite different. But looking at the results afterwards, that's a good return of investment for private hospitals. In a sense na you don't earn money, but it's also a profile-raising initiative. At the same time, a very strong corporate social responsibility for your corporation.
Gustong-gusto kong gumaling kasi may ano pa ako eh. Ayaw ko gusto masapian yung mga ibang mga kasama ko sa bahay. Gusto ko yung makaya kong gawin na magpapagaling, gagawin ko talaga kasi wala tayong magagawa dahil hindi naman natin sinasadya ito eh.
Generally, the focus is on health system strengthening. So we focus on helping the National TB Reference Laboratory and all its laboratory network nationwide to introduce new diagnostic molecular tools that would help us improve case detection.
The Ogawa Tapping Puti Therapy has 3 professional foot reflexology programs to suit your different needs to make you feel relaxed, restored, and rejuvenated.
The Ogawa Tapping Futi and Rolling Massage Signature stimulates the movement of tap dance and focuses on the heel. Its dynamically integrated rolling massage is also ergonomically designed to tackle the distribution of the feet's acupuncture points.
And the airbag intensity and heat therapy features cocoons your feet with kind of airbag squeezing and relaxing warmth, provides relief to tired muscles and effectively relieve muscle tension and melts away fatigue, and improves our metabolism, reduces our stress to make our feet feel relaxed.
Through the DOTS treatment centers, tuberculosis patients are given a chance to seek free and complete treatment to help them fight their illness. And through the partnership of the PBSP, the Philippine government, private institutions, and international financing organizations, patients can now have access to services of 3,000 DOTS facilities with adequate supply of first-line drugs. There are also about 972 additional DOTS accredited facilities from both the public and private health service providers.
As of 2016, mga 325,000 yung na-identify na TB cases ng program, and 90% yung naku-cure ng program. So based po yan sa data natin. Malaki pa rin yung burden ng TB sa atin, kaya nga talagang kailangan maging ambitious, tsaka talagang dapat committed lahat to address the problem of tuberculosis. Kasi we committed as one of the member states ng UN to end tuberculosis by 2035. So ibig sabihin ng ending TB, kailangan 90% ng ating TB cases ay mahanap natin, ma-start natin ng treatment.
As of August 2017, there are 314 patients under the TB DOTS program of this partner private hospital in Bacolod City. And since 2007, there have been approximately 1,500 TB DOTS patients declared cured from the illness. Among them is Jeremy Labrido, who just finished his treatment this month.
Gustong-gusto kong gumaling kasi may ano pa ako eh. Ayaw ko gusto masapian yung mga ibang mga kasama ko sa bahay. Gusto ko yung makaya kong gawin na magpapagaling, gagawin ko talaga kasi wala tayong magagawa dahil hindi naman natin sinasadya ito eh.
TB treatment is never easy. But Jeremy remained resilient under the supervision and support of the private hospital's DOTS facility. Thanks to the TB DOTS program of the private hospital, Jeremy was given regular and uninterrupted supply of high-quality anti-TB drugs. He was also kept on track with the program through proper patient monitoring. All of these are part of the highly efficient and cost-effective component of the TB DOTS strategy.
Nagtiyaga ako na magpapagamot. Kahit lakarin ko pa galing sa amin, basta magamot lang ako, okay lang sa akin.
Seeking consultation and treatment as early as possible is also a deciding factor with TB treatment. And that's why Bruno, not his real name, immediately sought help in the private hospital's TB DOTS center after hearing that treatment for TB is free of charge.
May mga anak po sir, so baka at least at early stage pa sir ng mapagamot na, so para hindi ako makahawa or sa family ko, especially sa mga kids ko. Kung ma-criticize ng baka yun, may mga side comments na di maganda, parang siguro hindi ko tanggap.
Thanks to the on-track monitoring, supervision, and patient support of the DOTS approach, emergence of MDR-TB, or multi-drug-resistant tuberculosis, can now be prevented. Barriers to access to TB treatment services are also eliminated.
Right now, we're 6 years in operations, and gladly, all the private physicians are referring to the center now. The management has decided to construct a bigger structure because they see the need for an expansion because of the increasing number of patients. We take pride in being part of PBSP because of cross-training, cross-cultural education amongst all the member companies. Of course, the very strong sense of social responsibility.
But to make the direct observation of TB treatment in patients more effective, offered services of both public and private health providers must be of the highest level. This is to be able to deliver quality healthcare.
Generally, the focus is on health system strengthening. So we focus on helping the National TB Reference Laboratory and all its laboratory network nationwide to introduce new diagnostic molecular tools that would help us improve case detection. Second, we also procure, in behalf of the government, through the Global Fund project, medicines for drug-resistant TB.
We believe that it's important to always partner with government, and we are one with the country's efforts to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Our mandate is really to reduce poverty, and part of reducing poverty is really to address the overall health and well-being of the Filipino family.
Siyempre, hindi pa ako educated sa HIV. Alam kong mamamatay ako. Nung nasa ward ako, dalawang ka-ward ko ang nag-suicide. So, natitemp ako na gawin yun. Tanggap ng family ko. Pero, paano na yung bukas ko?
Feel like a master with Ogawa's latest massage chair, the Ogawa Thermocare Massage Chair. Enjoy an ultimate massage experience with its Master Drive Navigator.
Every component in the Ogawa Master Drive is optimized for performance through human-like full-body massages.
4D thermo rollers for a genuine massage feel.
Ogawa Master Drive is the only massage chair whereby the heat function is dispersed from the massage rollers itself.
Its high-performance ARM processor can also accurately adjust massages to your command.
4 massages that hit all the right spots with the right power.
The Ogawa Thermocare Massage Chair also has 22 massage programs and 500 customizable options.
The best part of it is you can then set your massage to focus on specific areas. Treat your knees to some much-needed care with 3D Knee M+ Therapy, the chair that massages even your knees.
Pamper yourself with the Ogawa Master Drive, the only massage chair that offers the most human-like massage experience.
To make the TB program accomplish its purpose, PBSP partnered with international financing institutions and also tapping private hospitals. Just like this hospital in Bacolod City in Negros Occidental, one of the beneficiaries of 3,000 DOTS facilities in the country. The fight against the disease has made significant development. And that's why the role of government hospitals like San Lazaro Hospital in Manila is pivotal in the fight against TB. Particularly the severe and complicated case of TB-HIV.
Kailangan talaga na magkaroon tayo ng aksyon. Kasi kung hindi tayo aksyon, ang HIV ay pwedeng maging catalyst ng epidemic ng TB.
Just like what happened to this patient, Chang, not his real name. Due to the sensitivity of his condition, Chang has requested to conceal his identity precisely because of the nature of his illness, TB-HIV. According to Chang, mistakes from the past led him to contract HIV or human immunodeficiency virus.
Siyempre, hindi pa ako educated sa HIV. Alam kong mamamatay ako. On the other hand, kapag naman naggamutan ako, siyempre, alam kong ang HIV ay HIV.
Ang isa sa unang mga sakit na dumadapo sa HIV patients ay tuberculosis dahil sa bumababa ang kanilang resistensya. Kaya na sinasabi na pinsan silang dalawa. Pwedeng ang may HIV ay magkaroon din ng tuberculosis at yung may tuberculosis naman na pasyente ay pwede ring merong HIV.
And because of the stigma associated with both illnesses, Chang decided to hide his condition even from his family. He even opted to take matters into his own hands and underwent self-medication, which only made things worse, turning his TB into a multi-drug resistant case.
That time kasi naririnig ko rifampicin, ang gamot daw sa TB. So hindi ko pa alam yung mga isoniazid, mga ethambutol, paracetamide. Yun ang tinik ko ng tinik. Tapos nga, nung na-diagnose nga ako, naggamutan ako ng TB, hindi na pala umi-effect sa akin yung rifampicin. Bumagsak po talaga yung katawan ko. Pumapayat ako, patuloy na pumapayat.
Self-medication didn't help either, as adverse side effects manifested into skin lesions. Chang finally sought professional help after coming clean to his family. But even while under TB-DOTS treatment, Chang still felt like giving up.
First na 6 months ko is puro injection, inom ng gamot. Doon yung, yung malalang side effects talaga. Nasusuka ka, nahihilo ka, may paandap-andap na pagkabingi, tapos parang umiikot yung mundo mo.
TB-HIV co-infection is a much more difficult case to treat. According to experts, both HIV and TB speed up the progress of the other. Though TB is curable, HIV is not as of the moment.
Ang HIV ay isang sakit na wala pang lunas, although meron na tayong mga gamot na ARV. Ang ARV ay tumutulong lang na mag-prolong ng life ng pasyente, pero hindi ito nagbibigay ng lunas sa sakit na HIV. Hindi katulad ng TB na nagagamot talaga ang TB.
That's why early consultation and treatment is a must for those suffering from TB-HIV cases.
Hindi nagtitake ng gamot ang pasyente sa HIV at saka sa TB, mamamatay talaga ang pasyente. Kasi bumababa yung CD4 count, ibig sabihin wala na siyang pangkontra sa mga sakit dumadapo sa kanya. So kailangan talaga na pag may HIV ay magpatingin ka agad.
Chang admits having thought of taking his own life due to hopelessness brought upon by the gravity of his condition. But one thing that kept him fighting for his life was his family.
Nung nasa ward ako, dalawang ka-ward ko ang nag-suicide. So natitempt ako na gawin yun. Tanggap ng family ko, pero paano na yung bukas ko? Ang dami ko nang napagdaanan. Ang goal ko is magtuloy-tuloy ng kailangan gumaling ako, kailangan makapagtrabaho ko, kailangan ambag ako ng tulong na ibalik ko yung tulong na binigay sa akin ng pamilya ko.
We try to determine who among them are with TB. In both cases, we treat and manage the cases to ensure that no damage or no further damage is done or experienced by both the TB patient and the HIV patient.
Today, we will be able to discover one of the latest technology para ma-prevent ang mga cancer.
Today, there are two technologies we'll be sharing with you. The first one is the NanoLife, irreversible electroporation. It was also invented in the US.
The success rate of the procedure is very high. In our hospital, it's around 93 to 94%.
More than the implementation of the TB Dots program of the National Tuberculosis Control Program under the DOH, San Lazaro Hospital caters to patients with TB-HIV cases with utmost care, especially in terms of privacy.
Mostly kasi sa amin, sa TB Dots, ang aming mga pasyente na TB-HIV ay mga lalaki, sinasabing MSM. No, men having sex with men, single, with history of multiple sexual partners, unprotected sex. Ang enrolled namin na TB-HIV ay mas marami kaysa yung regular TB. Ang talagang ino-observe namin ay yung confidentiality issue.
Given the sensitivity of the case, a more cohesive collaboration between the national government and NGOs like PBSP is a must to help ease the burden of patients. By providing quality health programs and services targeting the elimination of tuberculosis in the country.
Actually, malaki ang tulong ng PBSP, lalo na sa Gene Expert. Ang Gene Expert kasi ay nag-screen ng rifampicin-resistant TB. Ibig sabihin, hindi na siya tumatalab sa ordinary na anti-TB meds. Aside from that, ang PBSP ay nagbibigay ng training sa mga healthcare workers at screening sa mga pasyente at gamot din.
PBSP actually facilitated linking both programs and helping both the Department of Health's TB program and HIV program to come up with a synchronized system to be able to detect HIV among those with TB and vice versa. We try to determine who among them are with TB. In both cases, we treat and manage the cases to ensure that no damage or no further damage is done or experienced by both the TB patient and the HIV patient.
Contracting TB-HIV is a delicate matter. Full-time commitment to treatment and medication is needed on the part of patients in order for them to fully address their illness. But for the patient to be able to commit to the long road to recovery, there must first be awareness, responsibility, and finally, acceptance.
Aside nila yung HIV, ayun ang parang gagawin ko sa kanilang motivation nila kasi ang TB ay nagagamot unang-una. Yun. Tapos, sa HIV naman, may mga iniinom naman na pampataas ng immune system. So, bali, mag-focus sila sa kung anong komplikasyon ng darating sa kanila. Yung iba kasi makulit, bumalik sa dating bisyo, nakaginhawa lang ng konti, babalik na naman. At may pamilya, ang isang tao, meron at meron tutulong sa kanila. Meron. At saka hindi man sa pamilya, may iba kong kakilala dito na Ang nagbabantay sa kanya, kaibigan niya lang, wala siyang pamilya. Meron at merong tutulong.
With continuing partnership between business sectors, NGOs, and government, in support of patients, this TB control program might near its target, healthy and zero TB cases in the country.
So the work that we are doing in terms of tuberculosis control is part and parcel of this overall objective. That we want to be able to make sure that everyone has good health, everyone achieves that state of good well-being, and in the whole process of achieving good health and well-being, everyone actually plays a role, both the public and the private sector.